fellow Force users and fellow superheroes, what is up? It's Jasmine, the AhsokaTanoFan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for another episode of Loki, guys, and today I'm wearing my Thanos shirt, as you can see, just because why not? And also I think it was my first video for Loki I talked about how it kind of seems like the Marvel shows are each their own Infinity Stone. We had WandaVision, which was mainly about reality, so Reality Stone, and Falcon and Winter Soldier was kind of about power, so Power Stone, and then Loki seems to be a lot about Time Stone. So, you know, that's my theory anyway. But anyways, so yes, time for another episode of Loki. The last episode was a really good one. We really started to see the storyline pick up. We got to hear some of Sylvie's backstory and see exactly what it was that happened to her. And one of you pointed out too that she talked about not wanting to have her back to doors, and now we know why, because we saw that when she was a kid playing with her toy, she had her back turned and then the TVA came through the portal behind her and took her, which is a really good point actually. So yeah, we got to see a lot of backstory and it definitely made me like Sylvie a lot more. We also got to see an appearance from Lady Sif, which was awesome. And again, I think that was kind of a nod to the comics because Loki took over Lady Sif's body in the comics and then became Lady Loki that way. So I wonder if that was a nod to that somehow. But nonetheless, it was cool to see her again. We had all those scenes with Mobius. Mobius finally came around to what Loki was saying and believed him in the end about everyone in the TVA being variants. We saw what happened to C20, obviously getting pruned and whatnot. And then of course Mobius himself got pruned, which that was a really sad scene. He even mentioned the jet ski, but judging by the post-credit scene at the end of the last episode, I'm guessing that pruned people are not necessarily dead. It kind of seems like Loki at the end there went to some sort of purgatory, I'm gonna say, where maybe from there they're actually going to be permanently erased from the timeline. I'm guessing all the other Loki variants are in the same situation there. They were all pruned by the TVA, which also makes me wonder if somehow the TVA is going after Loki specifically. But anyway, who knows? In that purgatory or whatever you want to call it, maybe Loki will find Hunter C20 and Mobius, right? Anything's possible. And even in terms of Mobius and Ravonna's relationship, one of you pointed out that she seemed kind of sad, really sad to have pruned him, and almost as if maybe she remembers a past life with her and Mobius before the TVA, and that would be interesting. Imagine if they were in a relationship or something, or they just knew each other before the TVA, and Ravonna is the only one that remembers, and so to kind of keep that relationship going within the TVA, she has multiple variants of Mobius working for her. That would make sense because she always teases him, or he always teases her rather, that he is her favorite analyst. Very possible that there are many different variants of Mobius, and every time he kind of gets close to finding out the truth and knows too much, she has him pruned and then gets another Mobius or something to that effect. And then of course the timekeepers. I remember just the reveal feeling so lackluster and underwhelming, and now we know why, because they weren't the real timekeepers, they were just simply androids, right? And so it begs the question as to who is actually pulling the strings behind these android puppets. Is it one person? Is it multiple people? And how much does Ravonna know? She's got to know somehow that those are not the actual timekeepers. She's the only one that claims to have spoken to them, right? Throughout the series so far. So we got to definitely find out what's going on there. But nonetheless, yeah, last episode showed us a lot there. We now know Sylvie wants to question Ravonna, and she wants to get to the bottom of the truth, just as we do, guys. So I guess we're going to see that in this episode, and then we're going to have to find out how Loki gets out of the situation that he's in. Yeah, so it should be an interesting one. I don't want to speculate too much, guys. I just want to dive in. Without further ado, let's get this video rolling, and let's check out the episode. Facts. Oh yes, then we have to find what the Nexus event was. I know we were kind of talking about this from the last episode, guys, which was that what if it's a situation where anytime Loki is with another variant of himself, there is the possibility of a Nexus event, and that's why the TVA is after him. And that would also make sense as to why Lady Sif says you're destined to be alone, or you're alone and always will be, because maybe he has to be alone to prevent that Nexus event from happening. That's my thought anyway, because as soon as he and Sylvie held hands, we kind of saw that little deviation from the timeline there, right? So dun, 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 dun. Can you tell I like the song? This camera angle is very disorienting. I'm guessing they did that on purpose. Look at the door, it's got all those loops there, like a Mobius loop kind of. So this is Sylvie and Ravonna we're gonna see, right? Oh no. Okay, we're going to Loki in the purgatory place. Gosh, look at all the buildings. Everything's destroyed. So is this like a real point in time where like a nexus event happened, everything got destroyed, or is it just like a separate area that is kind of like separate from time, you know, like not a specific point in time? What's called the void? I'm wondering if it really exists in time is what I'm trying to say. No, you're not. Stop lying. Sylvie's not playing with you. Oh, she just threatened to kill her, man. I'm telling you this woman part of this. I want to know who lied to me. This bitch is lying. Capping. The void? What's at the end of time? Okay, that was my question. You could see the pain in her eyes, Sylvie. Like she really does not want to have to trust her. Oh man. I think he means that literally too. If they stop moving, they're gonna die. I don't blame him. Oh god. Did Loki just threaten himself? Gotta explain to him what's going on then, man. Oh god. Just like he and Sylvie talked about always surviving. But Loki still has it, right? Damn, you guys gotta have a plan or something. Okay, it's a really nerd example, but this kind of reminds me of the Clone Wars arc when they were hunted by the Trandoshans, and none of them wanted to fight to get off the planet except for Ahsoka. So Loki has to be our Ahsoka here, guys. He's got to get the other Lokis out of this void. Did you say he killed Thor? Are you kidding? So what the hell happened that he killed Thor? So that would mean Thor would never become king. So that's why it was considered a nexus event. Because he's still a kid, right? So if Loki killed Thor while they were kids, then Thor would have never grown up to rule Asgard. The hammer! What is that? Oh my gosh. Whoa. He wants to get back to Sylvie. Maybe. Do they spend like their Christmases there and stuff? I saw candy canes. I don't trust Ravonna still. Oh, Sylvie's not playing around. Is she gonna shake her hand? Okay. She's lying. Oh my gosh, she was setting her up. See? Can't trust this girl. This girl, oh my gosh. Oh, she's so bitchy. Oh, she's talking about Loki? She's gonna kill them all. Okay. I didn't see that coming. Shit, so I guess she's just going there herself to get Loki. Whoa. So those guys don't even know where the prune people go. Because they think that she's dead, right? Infinity Stones, see? It's a good thing I wore this shirt, guys. This is so ridiculous. I do.
I would actually. But we're supposed to die. Thanos
Or is he the only one that happened to?
My entire life until Thanos attacked our ship.
Yeah.
Everywhere I went, only pain followed. In solitude. For long, long time.
So is that what our Loki is thinking he should do instead of getting involved with Thanos and the Avengers? So he said everywhere I go, pain follows. That's what Lady Sif meant. That's why Lokis are destined to be alone, so pain doesn't follow them, I guess. That kid actually looks like a kid Loki.
Have any of you met a woman very robust?
Oh, is Sylvie gonna come in? No?
She needs me.
I always said she needs him.
You said.
They don't look emotionally moved. Aww. Poor Loki, man. Poor Loki. You could do it, Loki. I think. Is he gonna see her, Sylvie? Oh, what?
Which one of us see you?
Oh. So is that the Loki from a trailer? Because in the trailer we saw him fighting, right? They said the void is a place that's the end of time where time hasn't been written yet. So can they start a new timeline then somehow? Oh shit, good thing she got out of there when she did. What did she just do? Yeah, is it possible for them to start a new timeline altogether? Mobius! I was actually gonna ask, who is that? Yay! Yes. Although I thought he'd come in on a jet ski, guys. It wouldn't be possible on grass, though. We would need a water scene. This was from the trailer. What? So he betrayed the other Lokis? The subtitles say President Loki. And they betrayed him. You can't trust any Lokis. Oh my gosh. That's basically the point of the scene. Ooh. Oh! My gosh! What the hell is going on? This show is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They're just killing each other, man. They won't even have to be erased from existence because they're just killing each other anyways. So what happened to the other Loki? Did he die or? Wait, Kid Loki, is he wearing Thor's headpiece? That's Thor's headpiece, right?
You hunted me like a dog.
Sorry about that.
Oh, he seems genuinely sorry.
You already got him.
You really believe that?
He's a Loki, girl. You said it yourself, Loki survived, right? Or maybe Loki said that.
I think it might be the answer.
See, her and Loki are thinking the same. They both want to go after Alioth, go after the shark. Lokis think alike. I'm surprised they're not thinking that they would both have the same plan in mind because they're both Lokis. So obviously they're destined to cross paths. Sylvie and Loki. So did he just create that out of thin air? Or were they pruned, those people? They're sacrificing those people? Damn. That's kind of gold. Oh. What year are they from, those guys? They look like they might be from the 50s or something. I don't know. Damn, that was kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie.
Or cannibalistic pirates.
Delightful.
No, it's not. It's Mobius and Sylvie. Oh. Now you can tell her what you wanted to tell her last episode, whatever that was. Oh.
An alligator. That's not the question.
Sylvie's facial expression said it all.
Okay, so
Oh shit, that actually makes sense.
how we get past the
That's a pretty good idea. That's a pretty good plan, not gonna lie. Ah, this bitch. I really don't like her. So who's she talking to in here? Timekeepers. We still haven't seen Hunter or C20 though. B15, we wondered what happened to her.
So she'll be searching for whoever created them.
I think you're saying too much, B15. Did she create them, Ravonna?
This isn't about
No. Possible. She needs it?
She needs it.
I don't know. I feel like she knows though. I mean, maybe she wants to take over the TV. I don't know now. She probably wants to find them to kill them? I
Who's to say he's even Loki
don't know.
variant? It's never too late to change.
Very true.
Mobius isn't so bad.
What's so good?
See the play with words there? He said, before he said, no one ever good is truly good, no one ever bad is truly bad. He likes her, which is weird, because she's him. What's he gonna do?
Nice moment.
No, it was great. It was really nice. It was great.
Just sounds like another TV night.
100%.
Stop the bullshit. You guys totally love each other. Kind of close to each other there. Smooth Loki. I'm so jealous that she gets to be that close to Tom Hiddleston. He's so hot. Lean on his shoulder now.
How do I know that you'll find me?
And I know why I did it.
What are you getting at?
I betrayed everyone who ever loved me.
They just imply that she loves you? This is crazy, but they would not kill off Loki and replace him with Sylvie going forward, would he? Would they?
Maybe.
Is it possible he'll die in the series? Together. Oh. What are those things? You know what I mean? Because they're definitely building up Sylvie a lot. Like, she's even the one that thought of the plan to take down Alioth. And that moment they had there, I don't know, I just get a feeling, is it possible going forward she's going to be the Loki they have in the Marvel Universe? I don't know.
When it hit me earlier, I linked to it.
That's what she was doing, okay. Why is she giving that to him? In case anything goes wrong? So he's going with her? So Loki and Sylvie are staying there and they're allowing Mobius to go back. But what if they just prune Mobius as soon as he gets back there, though?
I hope you find what you're looking for.
He will. One way or another. But I thought that she couldn't lock onto the location with a temp pad, Ravonna. Or is she just lying?
What were you doing?
What they should do is go back with Mobius, steal a temp pad, and then come back again. So they have a way off, you know? Oh, I called him his friend. He just said she's his favorite. It's kind of risky though, because I feel like if it doesn't work, then they're stranded there. Are they gonna do something to help, you think, in the end? When Sylvie said the outfit is uncomfortable, I wonder if that was a nod to the actual actress, because she was having to breastfeed in between scenes because she's a new mom, right? Her saying it's uncomfortable, I wonder if it's really what the actress feels. Distraction. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Is Loki gonna sacrifice himself? No. Well, hopefully she can enchant it so well that Loki will be okay. Is she gonna be able to do it? Did it work? Oh shit. Is Sylvie gonna go right into it? She did something, I think. Or did the other Lokis do something? Oh, they created the distraction. Classic Loki. Is he building Asgard? And it's ironic because Loki's destined to be alone, but Lokis are the most powerful when they're actually together. Okay, Sylvie, do your thing. Aw, they're holding hands. Trying to create the event? The predominant color themes seem to be green and purple. Come on, Loki. They better hurry. He's doing it. I hope he doesn't die, the classic Loki. Ooh, they better hurry. Better hurry, enchant him already. Is he gonna die? Kinda seems like it. No! Damn. That means Goliath is coming back for them now. They better work quickly. Oh, okay. She's really pretty. That's a nice shot of her. Okay, now what? So are they... the path is like parting for them now? So is that who's running the TVA? Whoever's in that house there? Manor, whatever. Better hurry. Is that the ending? Oh, shit. Okay. I gotta check. See if there's any... No end credit scenes, I don't think. Okay, guys. Well, so that was the penultimate episode, because obviously next week is the finale, episode 6. That was really well done. So I guess the classic Loki died then. It looks like our Loki's all destined to die. It kind of ties back into that conversation that Loki and Sylvie were having in the last episode, which is, are we destined to lose? And then Loki was saying we're destined to survive. And then I guess through his sacrifice, Loki and Sylvie were able to prevail and survive. So yeah, his sacrifice, classic Loki, it actually kind of proves both those statements true, which is that Lokis are destined to lose/die, but also destined to survive, because we saw both of that in this episode at the end there. Earlier on, classic Loki said something about wherever he goes, pain is destined to follow. So he ended up outcasting himself. I believe that's what he was saying to the other Lokis. I just wonder if that kind of relates to the idea that Lokis are supposed to be alone, because if pain follows them wherever they go, then maybe they're destined to be outcast. And we know from the last episode, Lady Sif continually said that to Loki, you're alone and you always will be. Classic Loki kind of showed us that, in his case, he outcast himself, right? And so they jokingly call themselves the gods of outcasts. They also spoke of a nexus event from the last episode, and they have to figure out what's the cause of it. And it seemed to be brought upon as soon as Loki and Sylvie joined hands. And ever since, it kind of made me question, does it mean that anytime Lokis are together, the Loki variants, that is what's bound to cause the nexus event? If so, then they would have to be destined to be alone in order to prevent that from happening. The TVA is obviously an organization that's built on lies, right? We don't even know who is running the whole thing. Who knows if what they're saying about nexus events is even truly accurate? Maybe they cause nexus events somehow, or I don't know, but there's definitely something else going on there. And you saw at the end, it looked like that was where they're gonna find the answers as to who is running everything. Who are we gonna see in that house? Is it gonna be someone like Kang, as we talked about before in the past? Is it going to be another variant of Loki somehow? I don't know. Is it going to be someone we've already seen or someone we haven't seen before? Definitely a lot of mystery there. Makes the title of the episode fitting, because it's called Journey into Mystery, and that's quite literally what we're seeing there. They're taking a journey into this area that has never been explored before, that exists, we think, at the end of time. And so, yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens there. It also does make me wonder if they can somehow start a new timeline from the void, because I believe when Ravonna and Sylvie were speaking, they said how at the end of time has not been written yet by the timekeepers. And so is that possible that at the end of all this, they're going to end up creating a new timeline? And if so, how will that tie into the Marvel movies, the ones that we've already seen? That kind of brings me to my next point, which is our Loki destined to die here? I'm kind of getting the impression that this journey the two of them are taking is going to be one where perhaps only one of them comes back alive. They've been building up Sylvie's character really well, and so I don't think they would do that just to have her die in the series. So is it possible that Loki is going to end up dying, and then Sylvie is going to now carry the torch forward, and she's going to be who we see going forward in the upcoming Marvel shows and movies? Loki was supposed to die already, right, when the events of Thanos occurred. So I don't know, but then if he dies here, then that Loki will never team up with the Avengers to go against Thanos. So I don't even know if that makes sense, to be honest with you. I don't know. Either way, they're gonna have to somehow reset the timeline after this, or create a new timeline. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. I don't know if they're gonna even be able to go back to the TVA headquarters, because they don't have the temp pad. They gave it to Mobius, which I was still wondering about, because I feel like, shouldn't they have gone back with Mobius, taken another temp pad, and then brought it back with them, so they'd at least have a way back there? Who knows? Maybe whoever they meet beyond Alioth here is going to be able to, they're going to be able to bring down the TVA from there alone. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I'm asking more questions than providing answers at this point, but I guess that's kind of the point, right? It's all a mystery. Speaking of Mobius, it was really nice to see him again. We still have not seen Hunter C20. She was one of the supposedly pruned people, unless she wasn't really pruned and Ravonna is just keeping her, like she's keeping B15, you know, in a cell somewhere in the TVA facility. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to end up seeing her. But it was nice to see Mobius, and he had that nice exchange with Loki. And Loki called him his friend. The two of them have come a really long way, right? They kind of went from trying to one-up one another and kind of use each other for the other's benefit to now seeing each other as equals and as friends. So that was a really nice moment, right? Mobius and Ravonna. So at the beginning of the episode, I did talk about how one of you had mentioned that Ravonna seemed really sad to prune Mobius, almost as if she kind of knows more about her past life before the TVA, and maybe that included Mobius. So it's possible she's using different variants of Mobius, and then as soon as he finds out too much, she prunes him. So I wonder how much Ravonna really knows in general. What's going to happen when Mobius goes back there? Is he going to get immediately pruned again? Is he going to somehow learn about other variants of himself? And Ravonna, how much does she know about who is running the TVA? I don't know if I'm buying that she's just as in the dark as everybody else is, as she tried to claim to Sylvie. Even going off of her conversation with B15, B15 asked her, what's in it for you? You know, you want to find out who's behind this just as much as Sylvie does. What if her and Sylvie's interests are aligned somehow? Or maybe Sylvie wants to, as she said, bring down the TVA. Maybe Ravonna wants to find out who's running the TVA for a different reason. Maybe she wants to take control of it herself, which would be ironic if that was the case, because that was Loki's initial plan, right? Which is to take over the TVA. Something is personal for her here, because we saw in the last episode, she was one of the members of the TVA, right? She was one of the Minutemen. She's the one that brought in Sylvie, and then Sylvie kind of humiliated her by escaping right after, right? And so I kind of wonder if this is about revenge for her. As much as Sylvie wants revenge on the TVA, does Ravonna want revenge for Sylvie making her look like that, and, you know, in front of everybody else? I don't know. I just think that there's something more to that story between Ravonna and Sylvie. Another thing I've noticed about this episode and just the series in general is there are a lot of distractions. You know, we have the propaganda, the decor in the TVA facility. Even on this planet, you had those like little bird looking things. I don't even know what they were, the little purple creatures that were running around. You had, you know, alligator Loki as kind of a joke. You had Sif in the time loop. You had the fake timekeepers. Even Ravonna, when she was talking with Sylvie, she was kind of distracting her, leading her astray. Usually when you have so many distractions, it's trying to take your attention away from something. Has there been something going on right in front of us, right before our very eyes, but we've kind of just been focused on these distractions that hasn't been made clear to us and won't be until next episode? And that's kind of what Lokis are about too. They distract you. Even in the movies before, Loki has, you know, disguised himself as Odin and had a statue of himself and had a play going on in the background. Loki kind of tends to talk in riddles in a way that kind of doesn't really make his true intentions and true motives clear, which is, I guess, what Mobius was kind of skeptical of. And even in this episode, you saw one of the Lokis, he had tried to make a deal with the President Loki, I think is what he was referred to. Lokis are just all about distractions and kind of making all sorts of deals, and maybe arguably not always trustworthy. Even Sylvie asks our Loki, you know, how do I know you're not going to do to me what you've done to people in the past, which is stab them in the back, right? So there's a lot of sense of distractions here and trust and how much you can rely on Loki and the Loki variants. But then again, we saw Classic Loki at the end, and he definitely showed that Lokis can be relied upon when called to do so, and he definitely sacrificed himself there. So yeah, overall that was a really good episode actually. So I would say I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It definitely furthered the story a lot, which is great, and it left us on a good cliffhanger. Through these variants, we're kind of learning a little bit more of Loki as a character, just seeing the potential for everyone, right? And what Loki can do. It's kind of like the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch in particular, which is the other show obviously that I'm reviewing if you guys have seen my previous videos. Each member of the Bad Batch kind of represents the potential of each clone. Super smart, super strong, and to be a sharpshooter. These are all qualities that exist within every clone, but it's just exaggerated in each member of the Bad Batch. And I kind of feel like we're getting to see that with all these Loki variants. Each Loki variant is the potential for a Loki. You have the potential, like Sylvie, to enchant. You have the potential, like the kid Loki, to be violent and to kill your own brother. You have the potential, like the classic Loki at the end there, to sacrifice yourself. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens. I don't know. I just feel like one of them, between Loki and Sylvie, is not gonna make it back home. I don't know. Or maybe our Loki will make it back and will survive, but at the end of it, Sylvie will decide to go her separate way and go back to the life that she once knew, that she was abducted from at a young age. Who knows? But it'd be nice if we can actually see them together going forward in the MCU, because they definitely do make quite the pair. Anyways, guys, that's it from me in terms of my thoughts, but you guys let me know what you thought down below in the comments, as always, to keep the discussion going. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys. And I will see you Friday for an all-new episode of The Bad Batch, and then next week for the Loki finale. And I'm gonna plan something a little extra special, so don't want to miss it. I know I have way too much fun with these videos, but me and finales, I always like to have a little bit of extra fun on the finales, right? So stay tuned for that. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care and see you soon.